Hey everybody, happy Friday. Pastor K here with a controversial Freedom Friday message. Stay tuned. Hebrews 4:9 says, "So there remains then a Sabbath rest for the people of God." So I want to talk to you today about the freedom to take your Sabbath. So the Sabbath was established in Genesis, and in the beginning of this chapter in Hebrews, the writer of this chapter, the writer of this book, explains to us, he tells us how the Sabbath, which is a day of rest, was established by God in Genesis, because it tells us that after he created the world, it says he created the world in 6 days, and it says on the seventh day he rested. And so therefore, when the commandments were brought down to the people, one of the things that they were told to keep sacred, to keep holy, was a Sabbath day. God said, listen, you can work on 6 days. He said, but I need you to rest on the seventh day. I need you to take a rest. He said, I need you to keep this day holy. I need you to keep it sacred. So this is what I need you to do. So the writer of Hebrews goes on to tell us that because of the finished work of Christ, because of the finished work of God through Christ, this Sabbath is not necessarily saved for a single day of the week. Now, this is the controversial part. I'm not negating the importance of keeping this day holy, of keeping this day sacred. But what the writer's trying to explain to us is now, thanks to God and thanks to Jesus Christ, we don't have to wait. I'm trying to make this understandable for you. We don't have to wait till, quote unquote, the end of the week. You know what I'm saying? Like, we work all week long. Everybody looks forward to the weekend because that's when we're going to rest. But however, I've talked to you about this before. It is important for us to understand that there is rest available to us in God. And this rest that I'm talking about is not necessarily a rest from physical work, but it's a rest from all that we are going through, all that we are experiencing mentally, spiritually, as well as physically. Now, in Hebrews, the writer goes on to say that the Sabbath does give us rest from our works. But again, this is not necessarily talking about just like your daily grind, but the things that you are doing to advance the kingdom, the things that you are doing to help others. So again, it's not necessarily a rest from just your 9 to 5 or your daily work, whatever it is. It's a rest from just life as a whole. You know what I mean? Like we talk about needing an escape, and we talk about needing a rest. And so we take vacations and things like that. These are all physical, but what God is offering us, this Sabbath that God is offering us, it's a spiritual Sabbath. It's a mental Sabbath. It's an emotional Sabbath. So I want you, again, to embrace this freedom to take your Sabbath. There's a part in Hebrews chapter 4 where the writer says God established the Sabbath and he called it today. And I love that part, again, because it's not about the end of a week period or in the end of a physical time period in how we see it. But your Sabbath can be when you need to take rest in God. You can take a Sabbath and still be at work. How about that? You can take a Sabbath even on your job. You say, listen, I need to release the stress of my job. I need to release what is pressuring me and pushing on me here at my job. So I'm going to take my Sabbath. I'm going to take my rest in God right here. And so this is the Sabbath that God is establishing for us. He wants us to know that it is always available to us, no matter where we are throughout our week, throughout our day. You can take your Sabbath when you need it because it is available through God, because of the finished work of Christ, because of the finished work of God through Christ. You have the freedom today to take your Sabbath when you need it. Okay? So again, I'm not negating the importance of taking that day and making it holy and respecting it and making it sacred. But what I need you to understand is you don't have to wait to the end of the week. You don't have to wait till the end of your work week or work day. Your Sabbath is available in God today, right now, when you need it. All right? That's the Freedom Friday message for the day, guys. We're going into the weekend. Have a great weekend. Have a great day. Talk to you real soon. God bless.